Stress also is a huge factor. They ain't know I was taking a nap, so don't tell nobody. Shh, don't tell nobody. And your body gonna be like, nah, sis, sit down. Sit down. Now, that's as simple as it is. It should not take that much. And that feels good to me. Hey everyone, I'm JusmeShakoyahD and welcome to my bubble. This channel is for Black women who are on their self-love journey and are learning to put themselves first and take off their superwoman capes. My bubble is my safe space to express myself as I inspire you to do the same. This is Love the Creative Black Woman, a series where we self-care through crafting as we connect on our self-love journey together. We have... Oh, I'm over here making a mess. We have been talking about showing up for ourselves. Now, we talked about in the past putting ourselves first, and yes, this is a part of that. It is a piece of putting yourself first, and we were just talking about celebrating yourself. We were talking about oiling yourself up for the day. If you don't know what that means, make sure you check back at the last episode, which is linked above. But also, it means that you are preparing yourself for the day. You are preparing yourself to have a great day, because we ain't going out into this world ashy, okay? Not mentally, physically, emotionally, none of it. We got our lotion ready, okay? We got our lotion ready. So, we are talking about putting ourselves first in the way of showing up for ourselves. And I know I mentioned before about how I don't really like the idea of being humble. And I just don't like the definition. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I think that when we talk about being humble, I think that there's a different word. I haven't found the word yet because I didn't look for it. But there's a different word that could be used. We talked about also showing up for yourself even when you don't feel like it. And you're not always going to feel like it. We talk about this self-care and this self-love journey, and I know in my words, it sounds, at least I think it sounds like a lot easier, but this is like a commitment. It's a commitment to love yourself. It's a commitment to show up for yourself. It's a commitment to learn to take care of yourself. And it's so important. And we often put it to the side. We put it on the back burner, and in some ways we forget. But in a lot of ways, we remember because our body reminds us, or our mind reminds us, like our head might remind us, our emotions might remind us, but we are just like, I'm too busy. That's not good. That is not good. And as somebody, like I said, I too am a superwoman. And I have done that many days where I was like, I got things to do. I literally almost did it today. And I was like, well, I got these episodes to do. I don't have time to take a nap. I got I got whatever. And I took a moment to just read. And it actually helped me to like refresh so that I could do these episodes. Because we also just did the Gray Area podcast as well. And a lot of times we're like, all right, I'm so busy that I can't even take 5 minutes for myself, but you can. That is the beauty of time. That is the beauty of being a human being, is that you can just make the time, and it doesn't have to be a lot of time. Like I said, this is a commitment, so you have to start somewhere. And if your start is at 5 minutes, if your start is a 5-minute nap, because I've done those before. If your start is, I'm going to take a nap on my break at work, because I used to do that. I used to do that all the time. Shoot. My last job, I was taking, you know what? My last job, I was taking naps at work. But that's not the point. Don't do that, y'all. Don't get fired because y'all decided to take a nap in the middle of your shift. That's not okay. That's not all right. They didn't know I was taking a nap, so don't tell nobody. Shh, don't tell nobody. But, that sounds terrible. But anyways, your body will tell you if you're not showing up for yourself. There's a book that I haven't read yet, but I'm going to read. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. And when I read it, y'all know I'm gonna do an episode. Maybe I'm gonna start doing a little book review on the self-care books that I'm doing. I might do like a series every time I read a book that I think could help us all. Maybe I'll do a series where I talk to you guys about it and tell you what I learned. That would be cool. We'll see what happens. I'm not making any promises. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. Your body will tell you. Your body will literally stop you in your tracks if you do not take care of yourself. And when it does, it's not fun. It's not pretty. Like when we're kids, we're like, oh yeah, I want to take a sick day. I want to take a sick day. It's not the same kind of sick day when you a kid versus when you an adult. I just want you to know that, because you got to take care of yourself. And even if you got somebody there to take care of you, it's still not fun. Like, it's not fun because they don't want to be near you, or maybe they will, because sometimes that be the case. But, you know, like you sick, so like you don't want to get them sick. They don't want to get sick either. It's like, we could watch movies, but you stay on that couch and I stay on this couch. Like, either way, it's not fun. It's not fun. We could have watched movies on the same couch and I could have been healthy if I decided to set aside 5 minutes or so to do some self-care. If I would have set aside 3 minutes to do some breath work, some extra breathing or something like that, we would have been fine. And I know I'm not the only person that this has happened to, because this happens often. And we don't realize it. And we're like, oh, it's just the weather. Or this happens to me every time around this season. Now, listen. Now, I'm not even going to lie. I used to be like, it used to be early fall and I have really bad allergies. So I always used to be like, you know, I know exactly when I'm getting a sore throat, right? So early fall time, I would always get a sore throat. And I'm like, this is just what happens. This is just what happens. And what was really happening was I wasn't actually taking care of myself well enough so that I didn't get a sore throat around that time. Now that I'm older, I know that I didn't have to get a sore throat all those times. If I would have managed like the acid reflux or if I would have just like taken an extra nap, I could have slept longer. I could have like did something to take care of my body, because stress also is a huge factor in your body and like how your body responds to things and to nature, and to like your body literally is keeping track of all of this. So in talking about showing up for yourself, take care of yourself, people. Dang. Stop saying you'll do it tomorrow or you'll do it later or you'll do it blah, blah, blah. Like, do it now so your body don't force you to sit down. Because especially if you're doing stuff that you love, if you're working on things that you love, if you have things like you might have plans that weekend and your body gonna be like, nah, sis, sit down. Sit down. Now, go ahead, sit down. Your body just might do that. And it's not fun. Because then you miss out on the plans. Then you gonna have FOMO. You're gonna have FOMO. You can't have JOMO, which is the joy of missing out, if you sick and at home. Like, it's not the same. It's not fun, right? Now, if you just canceled the plans, and y'all like you and your friends was like, you know what, I don't feel like leaving. That's a different thing versus if your body sat you down. Because when your body be like, all right, we're done. It ain't cute. It's not fun. It's not enjoyable. And hopefully it's just a cold, because then you be like, all right, I need to sleep for 24 hours. But it shouldn't take all that for us to sit down somewhere. That's as simple as it is. It should not take that much. And I'm talking to y'all because I'm talking to me. I've been there. And it's never fun and it's never easy. And it's always like, well, and then you might not, it's just not fun. Just take care of yourself. And we're going to dive into more ways of taking care of yourself and self-care and all of those things, because they are as important. I'm not just saying this just because I'm like, I heard this thing. I'm saying this because I actually have been on my self-love journey for this is like 5 years now. And Literally, what I learned in those 5 years about taking care of myself and about loving myself and about going for my dreams, I'm not about that burnout life no more. I'm not. It's not worth it and it's not fun. So like, let's get our stuff together so we don't have to burn out, so that we can enjoy life, so that we can continue to do the things that we want to do. We can rest when we want to rest and not when our body tells us to. Now, of course, that means take the hints, like listen to your body. Don't let your body be like, all right, I'm shutting this down, because that's not cute and it doesn't feel good. So let's join together and not be about that burnout life no more. I know y'all be talking about, I'm in my soft era, I'm in this, I'm in that. Okay. But are you still burning yourself out? Because sometimes it's not a thing where you're working and burning yourself out. Sometimes it's a thing where you're just doing a bunch of stuff. And sometimes it's stuff that you want to do. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's a mixture. But either way, you haven't sat down and taken some time to decompress. You haven't taken some time to maybe deal with whatever you were dealing with before you started doing all of this. And you might be just doing a whole bunch of stuff to distract yourself. This is when we go back to vulnerability, y'all. Listen, we're going to have to go back to vulnerability. Because you got to be vulnerable with yourself in order to continue to love yourself. That's the only way you're going to see your blind spots. That's the only way you're going to see what you've been missing, is if you start to love yourself. It all starts within. And I know I keep telling y'all this, but y'all don't hear me. I need y'all to listen. I need you to listen. Love yourself first. Show up for yourself. Like I said, it is a practice. You got to keep practicing. Take them naps. Read them books. Do things that light up your life. Do things that light up your face, your smile. Like, do things that make you happy. When you're doing the things that you enjoy, take inventory of if they energize you or if they drain you. That is very important. Because sometimes the things that we enjoy are the things that are draining us, or the things that we think we enjoy are the things that are draining us. Sometimes the things that we think we are obligated to are the things that are actually draining us. So be intentional, be aware, be observant of how things are impacting your body. Like I said before I even got on here, I was tired today. But talking to y'all energized me. This is something that brings me joy. This is something that helps me. This is like, something that energizes me. If it was something that drained me, I would have to take notes and be like, okay, maybe I need to slow down a little bit. It's important in all aspects of your life. Take inventory. We talked about this before. Take inventory of how your body feels, how your mind feels. But specifically, if you are doing something that you're like, yeah, I love doing this thing, or you think you love doing it, or it's something that you've just been doing your entire life, so you're like, oh, I don't hate it. Take a moment. Take a moment and just be like, okay, after I did this thing, did I feel more energized or did I feel more drained? Was this a good boost for me? Or do I need to let this go? Sometimes things are just for a season. Sometimes it's like what we was doing as kids, it's not supposed to bring into our adult life. Sometimes we're holding on to things simply because of the nostalgia. When the fact of the matter is, this thing is draining you now. Or maybe you just need to do it less frequently. We have to pay attention to ourselves, our body. That is how you show up for yourself. You're not going to be able to actually show up for yourself if you don't even know what you need, what your body is responding to, what your mind is responding to. You might be getting triggered every time you do something and don't even realize it because you have decided to put your blinders up. But you can't figure out why every time you go home, you're drained or you're emotional. It be like that sometimes. I told y'all I had a series of walls up and I'm still tearing them suckers down. So take care of yourself. And if you need help, if you need tips, if you need tricks, let me know. Comment below. Tell me. Because I got you. But make sure you are taking inventory. I know I be joking around on here, but I be serious. Dear Black woman, thank you for being you. Thank you for being the superwoman that you are. Thank you for loving the world. But now it's time to love yourself. It's time to show up for you. Because you are important. You are just as important as all the other people that you show up for in your life. You are just as important, if not more. You need you first. So you need to show up for other people. You can't be there for anybody else if you're not here. So take inventory of your mind, of your body, of your soul. Take inventory as you go through your day, as you do your activities. And I'm telling you, do not ignore this letter to you right now. Do not ignore yourself. Put yourself first. Show up for yourself. And everything will align. And your mind, body, and soul will show up for you. You'll be able to pour into you so that you can pour into others. You'll be able to appreciate you so that you can appreciate life. We are on this journey together. And you are appreciated. And I would appreciate if you checked in on yourself and showed up for yourself. Love, the creative Black woman. Thank you guys so much for joining me for another episode of Love, the Creative Black Woman. You are loved and appreciated. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you drop a bouquet of flowers in the comments below. And also let me know, do you show up for yourself? How often do you actually show up for yourself? How often do you take inventory of your mind, body, and your soul? And do you need some self-care tips, some activities? Let me know below. But make sure you're taking care of yourself. If you liked this episode, you are going to love the next one. I will see you guys next week. Bye.